I don't want you to get too excited. It's only on loan.
Welcome back to Rich Reviews. This episode, Rich Reviews an absolute classic, Pretty Woman. Let's do it. Welcome back to Rich Reviews, no-nonsense movie chat from the UK. And if you like what you see today, don't forget to check out my other videos. And please feel free to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. So 1990s Pretty Woman, roughly 34 years old now, and stars the awesome Julia Roberts and Richard Gere as the street hooker and wealthy business tycoon who, through a random chance event, meet and become closer than close as our story unfolds. Pretty Woman is now a genuine classic movie, and one that most ladies watching will very likely have seen multiple times. And the same can probably be said of such ladies' partners who've probably been subjected to watching this with them on a cosy afternoon many times over the past 20 years. And this is largely just what makes this film such an absolute classic. Not just the film itself, but the sheer happiness it brings to generally a female audience who want to share it with someone. It's one of those films that no matter when they last saw it, or what time it's on, no matter what time they're up for work, if it's on late, if it's on telly when browsing channels, it's going on, and you're probably watching it with them. I've been subjected to this many times myself over the years, but to be fair, I've really grown to appreciate it, and I'm just as happy now to sink back under a nice blanket on a sofa and revisit this classic with the missus, as and when it's on telly. So how does it hold up though now, after 34 years? So the plot follows our street prostitute Julia Roberts as Vivian Ward, who with her best friend Kit DeLuca decide to work the Hollywood Boulevard area, only to have their attention caught by some buffoon in a suit trying his best to drive a Lotus, that person being Richard Gere's Edward Lewis. After some small talk and a charge for directions, Vivian jumps into the car and the couple roll onto his penthouse suite at the top of the Regent Beverly Wilshire Hotel, which is superbly managed and acted by hotel manager Barney. It's a spur-of-the-moment thing for our talking suit and a chance for some big money for our respectable hooker. What then follows are various 5-second business discussions regarding staying the entire night, then the entire week, and cue a love story unfolding in front of our eyes over said week, where our heroine transitions from street lady of the night into a classy and very much respectable princess of sorts. So let's talk about what worked. So this is a classic, and time has now shown just how much in this film really does work. The entire cast, from Vivian Edward to Kit DeLuca and Barney, all shining their respective roles and scenes that they're in. Other praise has to go to Edward's co-worker Philip, who portrays a slimy, cutthroat business sidekick, clearly jealous of Edward's companionship. He's a character in this no one likes, but one that works so well within the film and the story. A special mention must, though, go to the actor Hector Elizondo, who plays the fantastic Barney the hotel manager. Every scene he's in makes me smile, and his timing of lines and comedy that he delivers is just absolutely on point. Down to the "of course" line when Vivian confirms she's Edward's niece, and the fumbled attempt to give Mr. Lewis his hotel manager business card. There's many great scenes with Barney, and while not key to the plot and just small little scenes now and then, he provides a perfect welcome break and a kind of cutscene transition between the story's events as people come and go from the hotel. But it's our key duo, Vivian and Edward, that really shine as we see our lady become the respectable female she obviously is inside, and how Edward changes his initially ruthless business sense once he sees the world in a different way after spending time with Vivian. We have the classic scenes too, such as the necklace box shut and laugh, the Pirates of Penzance line, and the hugely famous big mistake moment.
Thank you. Hi. Hello. Do you remember me? No, I'm sorry. I was in here yesterday. You wouldn't wait on me? Oh. You work on commission, right? Yes. Big mistake. Big. Huge. I have to go shopping now.
All wrapped up with a killer soundtrack that makes this a film where pretty much everything does work. But was it all pretty good? Or was some bits pretty poor? I have to be super careful in this section, as this is 100% utter perfection to many ladies. However, this is a classic, and for me, I just really can't pick anything on show other than maybe the ending. The kind of she kissed him right back moment right at the end. It's a little cheesy watching it now, and it kind of just ends a bit quickly. It's a minor quibble, and it's really the only thing I can think of. It's one of the most successful rom-coms of all time, and rightly so. So in this case, something different for this section, and here's 8 interesting facts that you might not know about this film. Pretty Woman was almost titled $3,000, which referred to the money Edward agreed to pay Vivian to spend the night. Sarah Jessica Parker, Michelle Pfeiffer and Sandra Bullock were also considered for the role, but they turned down the part. The famous poster of Richard Gere and Roberts featured the actress's head superimposed onto a body double, Shelley Michelle. Richard also has jet black hair on the poster, but in the movie it's definitely a light grey. The necklace worn by Julia at the opera was in fact worth $250,000. It's a custom-made piece by a French jeweller. The opera mirrors the film plot that they go and watch, telling the story of a glamorous courtesan swept away by a new lover who promises her a life of luxury. Edward's sports car was supposed to be a Ferrari or a Porsche, but neither of those iconic brands wanted to be associated with picking up prostitutes. So in the end, Lotus stepped in with their Esprit model, and orders for the car tripled after the film came out. In the most noticeable blooper in Pretty Woman, Vivian tucks into a croissant, which becomes a pancake as the camera angles change position. And in China, Pretty Woman was actually titled, I Will Marry a Prostitute to Save Money. A charming description, but does not really accurately reflect the film. So my final thoughts. What else can I say about this film? It's easily a 5 out of 5 chick flick. It's a classic, and if it's one of your other half's go-to comfort movies, you'll likely have been roped in, and probably warmed to it too over the years. If you've already seen it multiple times, you'll understand everything I've talked about here. It's a perfect romantic tale that stood the test of time, and one that should never be remade into some modern new version. Big mistake. Huge. So if you want to go and watch Pretty Woman, should you take a mate, a date, or just stay up late and watch it on streaming? Well, it's an old classic, so you're out of luck with the cinema, so if I were you, stay up late, watch it on telly or streaming, and definitely watch with your date. So what do you think of the classic Pretty Woman? Leave a comment below. Until next time, keep smiling, peeps.